Giants.
Okay.
He had a great year for homers, 76 driven in.
Nice.
For a ball inside. You know, that's for a team that didn't. 2-1 to Vientos. And Mark takes fastball right down the a series for the Mets in the fourth against Bowden Francis, who walked a couple in the third and paid for it.
In the second inning, his first at bat, he got a blind drive base hit. To you with 2 strikes that I look for a secondary pitch.
Brett Beatty struck out his first time up, and he chases a splitter and fouls it off, and it's not. And Castellanos just hit a grand slam. It's the first time since divisional play began in 1969. Fly ball hit to left, and on comes Schneider. And you know, the team that what they consider to be the best pitching prospect they have ever had.
Wow.
Chase Dolan in 2023. Seth Halverson, who's a key member of that Rockies bullpen, was also on that tennis. It's a big story because it's impossible to get a free agent pitch. We'll say Siri chases a curveball, and it's 1-2. View Billy Swift.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Watch the motion. It just gives you lots of motion with that split shake.
And Siri lifts one out to right. Santander coming on and slides to make the catch. And that retires the side.
Mets on top as we head back to the 5th inning here in Queens. David Peterson, back after his hip surgery, was the slider, which had always been his bread and butter pitch. He called it minor, had to think about throwing the slider before in his life, as he gives up a base hit to lead off the 5th, rounding first and heading on into second. By the end of the season, he just kind of went back to basics, trusted the grip, and for some reason it just went away and you had to work to get it back.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary thing. It's almost like innate second nature to do it. But he chose the right choice. What you have, rip it each and every time, and it'll come back. But sometimes it takes longer than you think.
What is it that makes it go away, and what is it that makes it come back?
Your eye, it's breaking more to the hitter's eye. He can see it better.
Yes, thank you.
I was pitching against, let's say, Mike Schmidt in the day. I might throw a first pitch breaking ball that starts right at his shoulder, Schmidt, because he'd cover it. But he might give you the first one because it's spinning and he doesn't.
I'll be willing to go 0-1.
Do on him. That's strike 3. It's
off. And he struck him out. Went to the changeup to get him. Now the third time around the batting order for Peterson, facing Bo Bichette. Heineman at second after a leadoff double. And Bichette pulls one just foul.
But Bichette is a really savvy hitter, so he might look in this third.
You're going in, get it in.
Ground ball to short. Runner will advance, but Lindor throws out Bichette for the second out. Well, we saw how good Bichette is at getting those hands in. He hit a arrow, was grounded out and flied out, and that one way inside. And Sanger did well the time through 244. So much like McGill, when he got to that third time, he was good with it. Comes to that.
Well, McGill was like that as well when you gave those numbers the other day. I would be very careful right now, so be careful in the strike zone with secondary pitches.
For his shoulder, his back shoulder, but watch when he goes.
Just like that.
Yaz was a guy that can hold his hands up that high and hit like he hit.
Reggie.
Peterson has struck out 3 today.
It sucks. And Yaz was still playing, and he was around the
2-2. Well, Carly Yastrzemski grew up in Southampton back when it was
a lot of potato farms. You got that right.
Backdoor breaking ball misses for ball 4, and Guerrero might be hurt. He's wandering off the back of the map.
This is 2 pitches ago. Base.
Wonder if that's his back.
Your first inclination is to tough it out, and usually the trainers just walk you off the field.
Along with Jeremy Hefner and Carlos Mendoza to see whether Peterson.
Maybe your back. Well, A back spasm could be something that you could pitch through.
But some of them go away in minutes. Coming out of the game.
No, I think he's staying.
Yeah. Okay.
Back out in the 6th.
Oh no, he's a very dangerous hitter coming up in Santander, who was due. 2 out, tying runs on base for Santander. And the first pitch,
right? To me, he wants to get this out, and that's going to be it.
Like
Santander takes fastball up with the 4 walks today. Tries to change up and misses, and he's just
play here. Hope for it's hit somebody.
Tries the curveball, and that's pitcher ailing. And it's ball 4 to Son,
which gives Max Kranick more time to get ready. So if they
because it was because of injury, so this is not a second visit. That warm-up pitch, and then the quality of the pitches that he just threw to Santander.
Where the soreness is at, though. So if it's an area where
first 2 times, a ground out and a strikeout. Bases loaded, 2 down, and he hits him with a pitch, and that's going to force in the first Toronto run. And now they're going to take Peterson out of the game. Peterson did not allow him to finish off this 5th inning out in a 1-run game. Called to the bullpen, brought to you by Corey. Comes into a bases loaded miss here with 2 out, and misses with his first pitch to Alejandro. Get an out situation here to try to protect the lead. And Kirk takes fastball away to Kirk, and Kranick's, and Kirk pops one up in foul ground. Alonso and Senger looking for it, and Senger's got it. Done a great job of scoring in David Peterson's starts. Peterson's not in line for a win. Senger drew a leadoff walk in the 3rd and came around to score the first Met run. Batting order in the 5th with Lindor and Soto to follow. And Senger lights a base hit into left field. So Hayden Senger making his 2nd straight.
First pitch fastball in. Yeah.
Haven't had that yet.
Sounds like a winner.
Here's Francisco Lindor, who has singled and struck out 1 for 2. So this is an interesting defensive formation.
Same kind of formation on Soto on the double play ball that he turned.
What was that?
Had an edge. You're walking around.
Lindor fouls off a foul. Center. Funny thing about that game when he had a no-hitter into the 9th. A good.
Lindor was a little out front.
And nobody out. 2-2 coming. And he lays off the splitter, and now it's a full.
Important pitch. He's lucky. He's one of those guys that can throw any pitch on any count.
2 count with nobody out. And he hits a comebacker, but it goes past the mound right to Bichette, who turns the 6-6-3 double play. And Francis gets his 2nd double play grounder of the day. 2 out.
Crowds.
Even the best.
To face Ernie Clement. And Clement in 2/3, struck out 3. It's driven out to center, but Series right there waiting for it. 1 out. By Bet365, whatever Spectrum. Now Alan Roden and walk, 2 for 3. And takes the curveball. Came out of Creighton University. Gibson.
There you go.
He did some color.
How was he?
He was fantastic, as you might expect. I mean,
Cincinnati, right?
And Dave DeBusschere was a baseball player before he was a basketball player. And Roden tops one, and Kranick is on it. High throw and a line.
Well, there's no water on the grass. Last night I was stunned at how.
It's Tyler Heineman. Turns around about left-handed. Curveball yanked foul.
Hard slider off that fastball, and the curveball. When
he resisted it at first, but certainly settling in nicely to the roll, and he blows a fastball. Got the Marlins coming in tomorrow. Probable starters for the series, brought to you by Mets Jet West for their first ever trip to Sacramento.
The Athletics, a team he's faced many times.
Bowden Frank after pinch hitting for Davis Schneider. Alonso drove in the first run with a base hit, and then Nimmo a sacrifice fly, and those
give up 17 home runs.
Including 2 in less than 2 per 9 innings last year. It's behind on Alonso 3-1. And he get Bowden Francis today. And Alonso rifles one foul into the netting.
And I understand.
Chad Green, who's yet to work in this series, up in the Toronto pen. And Alonso lines a base hit to left, so Pete's on base for the 3rd straight time.
Now, a little bit towards the end of the bat.
4th time in 6 with Francis before they face Nimmo. Each time. On Monday it was Mason Fluharty, and then last night in the 2 games. Nimmo delivered a sacrifice fly to drive it a run in the 3rd. And another splitter below the strike. 2-0. And Brandon lays off. It's in for a strike. And Nimmo muscles one into right field for a base hit. So Alonso
pitches over, goes to the fastball. Nimmo up to it. Didn't get it.
So the Mets with a chance to add to their lead. Struggled last night until Winker came through. They've been 0 for 10 to that point. On the
fastball here.
And Winker takes a curveball for a strike as he bluffed a bunt first. Clement playing a step behind the bag at 3rd. And Winker tops one foul. Jesse Winker, your National League leader in sneaky fast.
Stealth.
0-2 coming. Makes you wonder whether Francis is running out of gas.
I think this is his last hitter because he's
second. Nimmo at first with nobody out. And Winker fouls back the fastball. Who has a lot of life on his fastball up in the zone.
Well, he throws so much.
And Winker takes a splitter down. 8 years old. 7th round pick for Milwaukee in 27. And the fastball, Milwaukee. 2-2 coming. And a foul tip.
Ron has been very effective for Francis.
His day. Chad Green will be coming in. We'll be right back. Strike against Francis, who exits after 5 1/3. And fastball to hit batsman, 90 pitches. Alonso and Nimmo with back-to-back. Vientos taking one, 3-1. That's looking for their first sweep of the season. And Vientos. Crowds have been magnificent this weekend for the first home series. Mark in the 6th. And Vientos lays off the slider for ball 4 in the base. And Mark fouls back a fastball. It's this 2-1 lead. The infield going to come in, and Beatty yanks one foul. That's an interesting. For 0-2. We'll say 1 and 2.
Jeez.
1-2 coming. And fights off the fastball. It's been so Beatty's rough beginning to the season continues.
Once they get ahead.
So it's left to Jose Siri with the bases loaded and 2 out. And Siri gets one in the air to center field, but right there waiting for it is Miles Straw. So Chad Green for Toronto. Reed Garrett got 2 enormous outs in the home opener on Friday.
Yeah, both.
While Straw leads off in the top of the 7th, and he takes a cutter on the outside corner.
Equalizer.
And he comes inside at 9 in the 3rd and then struck out in the 5th. That's bullpen has been spectacular so far this season. 2 games of the series, scoring a total of 2 runs and only 1 run today. And so Garrett has it all set up for his splitter.
High target.
He refined that later in the year and was a big asset coming down the stretch. And there's the inning. And a half swing. It's in there for a call strike.
Call it because he swung, or did he foul tip it?
No, he called
it after 3 hits last night. And he takes a slider for a strike. David Peterson. Ground ball past the mound. Lindor to his left. Makes the running toss. Handled by Alonso on the low throw. 2 outs up and 6 down for the Mets bullpen.
We would kind of like to be able to tell you folks at home that what's ailing.
Warm-up pitch. They left him in the game. He then walked Santan.
Or need to know basis.
What's that?
You may not need to know.
Well.
Another thing that's got him a little nervous, and sometimes that would affect him. On the ground for Lindor to handle, and so Garrett comes in and throws a 1-2. Mets brought to you by Spectrum. Alonso and Nimmo with the RBIs. Pete's been on base, been impeccable again. 7 up and 7 down.
Are they in sync?
No, they're backstreet. Looks aggrieved. I think Grimace wants to catch a T-shirt. And Sanger takes about 4 of the 6 innings, but I've only scored in 1 of them. And slider away from was a victim yesterday. Up again.
Yep.
A topper in front of the plate. Pouncing on it is Heineman, and his throw is true, 1 away. And they're going to get Daniel Nunez back after 2 terribly long. Lindor is 1 for 3 today, and Francisco drives 1 out to left field, but it'll stay in the park for Roden. And he makes the catch on the warning track, 2 out. Maybe he got a different sized hat.
There you go.
Soto's 0 for 2. Mets have not been ripping the cover off the ball, but Soto up on that toe with the foot pointed backwards, and he rips a base hit into right field. And Soto's now going to
got to get that ball and throw it in. You can't assume.
He's not at his best right now. He's still getting on every day. Really nice start. And he launches 1 out to left field, but Roden is there. And he makes
them the West Sacramento Athletics team.
I'm thinking we're going to call A.J. Minter in to face Anthony Santander leading off in the 8th, and he gets a fastball in him. Worked a scoreless 7th, gave up a hit. And he gets that cutter on the inside corner. And Santander.
Right front leg.
There's Andres Jimenez, and he takes a cutter for a strike. And Toronto's not had a base runner since. Granick retired all 4 hits. And it's gotten better so far today. Deck. Really the only guy here or something else. And Jimenez foul tips it for strike 3, and Minter's got Brendan Little both up in the Toronto bullpen. Second. Jays have had just 3 hits today and a good cutter to start hits for the first time this season.
I'm in a row, so that's what the violation for. I don't think for the clock.
Playing along the line at 3rd against the right-hand batter in a 1-run game. And he felt rallied to tie up the Phillies 6-6 in the 7th. After the Phillies,
they went ahead.
They went ahead on a Will Smith RBI double now. 7. Line base hit. Kirk's got his 2nd hit of the day. 9 in a row. And we're going to get a pinch runner for Kirk. Nice to see Springer. Minter takes a look over at Springer. base. He's got one stolen base this year.